guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm coming to you from this gorgeous Parisian apartment that I am house sitting this week. I just kind of wanted to show it off. So this has nothing to do with the video. But because I've been here and spending a lot of time enjoying this apartment, I have not been spending a lot of time training, and it kind of inspired me actually to do a back to basics video. So today we're going to go through 7 basics of aerial hoop. When you're learning your more intermediate and advanced moves, you need to have these basics to be able to transition, to be the foundation of a harder version of the same move. You just need to have these where they feel very natural and you can move through them quickly and easily without having to concentrate on them too much. So past me is about to take you through all of my favorite basic moves, while present me continues to drink wine and pretend that I am a French queen from the 18th century. We'll start with the simplest moves and then move to slightly more complex moves as we go along. Let's start with the cradle. This is a very basic move, but it is really pretty and it can give you a nice break in the middle of a routine if you need to catch your breath for a moment. Use your hands on the top of the hoop to slide your hips out the back of the hoop, lower them down and turn towards the side so that you can place the side of the hoop on your neck. Your weight should be evenly distributed between your knees and your neck. You can also take one leg out if you want to. To come out of it, just put your hands back on the top of the hoop and sit back into the middle of the hoop. The cradle is also a great opportunity to do pretty things with your arms and just have a moment of looking graceful and easy. Another super important basic is to be able to turn yourself over into your front balance and then out of your front balance. A lot of moves need to start from this front balance facing down position or end up in that position, and you have to be able to gracefully come in and out of it. To come into your front balance position, just put your hands on the side of the hoop and use them to help yourself roll over to the side. The bottom of the hoop is rolling across your thigh and come into your front hip crease. Your hip crease is where your pelvis and your leg connect. If you lift your knee up, where that bend between your torso and your thigh happens, that's your hip crease. And that's where you want to put the hoop because it's going to hold you nice and safe and secure in that front balance position. Coming out of it can feel a little bit confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it's going to feel very natural. Put your hands on one side of your hips and use the leg that is on the same side as your hand. So I put my hands on my left, and I'm using my left leg to help flip over your hips by kicking over behind you. So I'm doing a big circle with my left leg around behind me. That takes my weight off of my left hip and lets me pull with my arms to flip my hips over. Then I can walk my hands up the side of the hoop and come back into a seated position. Make sure that your head is the last thing to come up because that looks much prettier and more graceful than this crunched position you get with your head trying to come up first. The idea with both of these transitions, and really any transition that you do, is it needs to be as simple as possible. Keeping transitions very simple is going to look clean and beautiful in the air. If you want to do any moves below the hoop, you're going to need to have your knee hang hawks position. This is when you hang from your knees from the bottom or the top of the hoop. It's very important in this position to have the hoop right in the fold of your knee and your knee crease. So not on your calf and not on your thigh, but right up behind your knee as tight as you can get in there. It's also important to keep your feet below the level of your knees. As long as your feet are below your knees, you cannot fall out of this, even if it does feel a little scary sometimes to hang from your leg. You can also reach up behind you with your hands and take your feet to feel a little bit more secure. If your feet are being pulled down, you absolutely cannot fall out of this. And equally as important as getting into the position is getting out of the position. Use your abs to reach up as high as possible on the hoop, then straighten one leg and push down with that leg as you pull with your arms to come up to seated position in the hoop. It can help to do a beat with your body, that's when you swing your body backwards and forwards, to get momentum to really place your hands high on the hoop and come into the hoop in one movement. And once you're comfortable with your double knee hang hawks, you can try your single knee hang. A single knee hang is essential for a lot of more intermediate moves, like for instance, the Russian roll, and you're gonna use it a lot in any sort of intermediate advanced routine. So try taking one leg off and around behind you, and then the other leg off and around behind you. If you're feeling insecure, you can again use your hands to pull your foot down. You can do this conditioning exercise, which is really easy. You just hang and beat your heels down towards your butt. I recommend doing at least 20 of these, but it will strengthen your hamstring. To be completely honest with you, this is gonna hurt and give you some bruises on the backs of your knees when you first start doing it, but as you get used to it, it's going to feel super comfortable. I now do big drops onto that part of my knee and I don't feel it at all. So it's just a matter of building up your strength and resistance over time. For safety reasons as well as practicality reasons, it is very important to be able to get back in the hoop if you have a mishap and end up hanging from your hands if, for instance, a move didn't go quite the way you planned. So all you need to do is beat back and forth, building up that momentum, and then as you reach the highest point in your front beat, pull with your arms slightly, sit back with your hips like you're sitting in a chair, and you should end up sitting back in the hoop. It's just really important to have that plan B just in case something goes wrong. Plus, this is the entry into a lot of more dynamic moves like the illusion. Sometimes you may need to change which leg is in the hoop. We all should train on both sides, but sometimes you just need a specific leg. So it's really important to have a graceful way to change legs. Just lean your body out the back of the hoop. Have one leg on the bottom bar of the hoop and one leg free. Take your free leg and cross it over your other leg and place the foot between your body and the hoop. So the foot of your free leg should be on the same side of the hoop as your torso. Next, bring your body through the center of the hoop. Place your hands on the top bar wherever feels comfortable. You're just using them to steady yourself. As you straighten your legs, uncross them, and come to the opposite side of the hoop with your body. But the leg that was your free leg when you started will now be the leg that is on the hoop. You can also add in a little split to this by just sliding the hoop down closer to your knee and opening your free leg out behind you before you cross it over and go into the twist and change legs. The Mermaid is a really pretty move on its own, but it's also a great transition into a lot of center of the hoop moves like the beauty roll, for example. I have a whole tutorial about the Mermaid on my channel already. It is linked at the top of your screen and in the description, but just quickly and basically, put one hand on the top of the hoop near the span set, slide your hips down and back out of the hoop, then roll over your thigh away from the arm that is on top, and make your hips face the ground to come into your Mermaid. To get out of it, just come back the way that you came, back into a seated position. And let's finish up with the Gazelle. The Gazelle is a beautiful move on its own. It's also great to transition into your hip hang. It's also a locked in position so that you can totally just take a break as you hang here locked into the hoop. I have a tutorial about the Gazelle that is linked again in the description and on the top of your screen. But to be very basic, you just are turning your hips directly to the side, leaning back with one leg coming forward into a split position. You should have the leg on one side of the hoop and your body on the opposite side of the hoop. Then you can bend your knees and lock yourself in, or you can stay in a split. Both are super pretty. And to come out of it, simply go back the way that you came, put your hands on the side of the hoop, lower that leg back down, and walk your hands up the side of the hoop back into a seated position. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed going through all these basics with me. If you have another basic move that you find really useful and I didn't cover, let me know in the comments or give me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is linked in the description. Once again, don't forget to subscribe. I have new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. I do tutorials, I do broader subject aerial videos like costumes and how to do choreography and how to look more like a dancer in the air and all kinds of things like that. So make sure you check it out and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.